Chapter 1. The platform at 2:47 a.m. The 34th Street station is a graveyard at 2:47 in the morning. Chen stands alone on the platform, heels in her hand, mascara drawing dark rivers down her cheeks. The fluorescent light above her flickers, on, off, on, like it can't decide whether she deserves to be seen. She checks her phone. No signal. Of course. She'd stayed too long at the bar after the breakup, numbing herself one drink at a time, and now she's missed the last uptown train by 7 minutes. Then, far down the tunnel, a sound. A low metallic groan, like something very large turning in its sleep. Wind rushes through the station, warm and stale, carrying the smell of rust and something older. The boards above her clatter, uptown A, 1 minute. Maya blinks. Looks again. The board flickers, then reads it plain as day. She exhales, nearly laughing with relief. She steps to the yellow line. Behind her, somewhere deep in the station, a pay phone rings. There hasn't been a working pay phone on this platform in 15 years. Chapter 2. Passengers without shadows. The train is older than any train Maya has ever ridden. The seats are orange plastic, cracked and faded. The windows are scratched so deeply she can barely see the tunnel walls rushing past. There are 12 other passengers. None of them look up when she boards. A man in a brown corduroy jacket reads a newspaper, the New York Daily News, October 14, 1987. A teenage girl with a Walkman stares at the floor, foot tapping silently. An old woman in the corner clutches a handbag so tightly her knuckles have gone the color of bone. Maya sits. The doors close with a sound like a sealed vault. The train accelerates, faster than normal, much faster, and the stations outside the window begin to blur. She watches for 59th Street. Then 66th. Then 72nd. The train does not stop. She stands, grips the overhead bar, watches 86th Street past in a smear of yellow light. Her stomach drops. She turns to the men with the newspaper. Maya. Excuse me, did we just pass 86th without stopping? He lowers his paper slowly. His eyes are the wrong color. Not brown, not blue, just pale. The pale of old photographs. The men. It always skips 86th, sweetheart. Has since 82. You'll get used to it. He goes back to his paper. Maya notices his shadow is pointing the wrong direction. Chapter 3. The Loop. Station after station blurs past the window, but they're repeating. Maya sees the 34th Street platform, then 42nd, then 34th again. The digital map above the doors shows a single blinking dot that never moves. The intercom crackles. Next stop, the next stop, next, the next stop is. It never finishes. It just loops. Maya tries the emergency brake handle. It snaps off in her hand, clean as a dry twig, leaving no hole where it connected. She hammers on the conductor's door at the front of the car. Through the small scratched window she can see nothing. Just darkness moving at tremendous speed. She turns back to the passengers. And for the first time she really looks at them. The teenage girl's Walkman has no headphone cord. The cord ends at her ear and disappears into her neck. The old woman's handbag is open, and inside it is nothing, not empty, but nothing, a square of pure absence. Maya presses herself to the door between cars. The metal is ice cold against her back. She is breathing very fast. Maya whispered. This isn't real. This isn't real. Wake up, wake up. You're not asleep, honey. That's the problem. Chapter 4. The One Who Knows. In the very last seat, half hidden in the shadow between two broken overhead lights, sits a woman Maya hadn't noticed before. Mid-40s. A transit worker's vest. Eyes sharp and exhausted. She is the only passenger who looks directly at Maya. The transit worker, low, controlled, sit down. Don't look at the windows. And for God's sake, stop saying wake up, it makes them excited. Maya slides into the seat across from her, hands trembling. Maya. What is happening? What is this train? Transit worker. It's the grieving line. Always been here, under the real lines. It picks up people who are, between. Broken open enough that they slip through. You boarded it because part of you tonight didn't much care if you made it home. The words land like a fist. Maya can't deny them. Maya. And them. The others. Transit worker. They rode long enough they forgot they were alive. The train feeds on that, on the forgetting. Every loop it takes a little more of who you were. By the 10th loop you stop asking when it stops. By the 20th, you pick up a newspaper from 1987 and you start to think the date on it makes sense. Maya. How do we get off? The transit worker looks at her for a long moment. Her expression is not hopeful. Transit worker. I've been trying to figure that out for 11 years. Chapter 5. What you were running from. The tunnel outside the windows shifts. No longer subway walls, instead, glimpses of Maya's life. Her childhood bedroom. The hospital corridor where her mother died. Her apartment the night she found the text messages on his phone. Each flash lasts only a second, but they're perfectly, devastatingly real. Don't look. Maya. Do not look at the windows. But Maya is already looking. Her hand has risen to touch the glass. The train whispers through the intercom, not the conductor's broken loop this time. Her own voice. Younger. Intercom, Maya's voice, age 9. Nobody's coming, Maya. You can stay here. It doesn't hurt here. Her fingers touch the window. The glass is warm. She feels herself beginning to sit, not in her seat, but in a memory, in a kitchen with yellow wallpaper, her mother humming somewhere nearby. The transit worker grabs her wrist. Hard. Nails digging in. Transit worker. Listen to me. The only thing that makes you real enough to leave is the thing that makes you want to stay. You have to go through it, not away from it. Feel it. All of it. Right now. The grief, the rage, the shame, all of it. That's the door. That's the only door. Maya tears her gaze from the window. Around her the other passengers are turning. Gerald, the girl with the Walkman, the old woman, their pale eyes fixed on Maya with something between hunger and longing. They want her to forget. They want company in the forgetting. Thrill beat, the train weaponizes Maya's sweetest memories against her. The ghost passengers turning in unison is the visual horror peak, but the real terror is how tempting it is to stay. Chapter 6. The door that was always there. Maya closes her eyes. And she lets it happen, not the forgetting, but the opposite. She lets the grief in. Her mother's last breath. The silence in the apartment after he left. The look on her own face in the bar mirror at 2 a.m., a woman who had stopped recognizing herself. She cries. Not quietly. Not politely. She cries the way no one lets themselves cry in public, in the full presence of every ghost on the train, and she does not stop. The windows go dark. The passengers begin to flicker. Gerald looks at his newspaper and then at Maya, and for just a moment, just one, his eyes are brown again, and kind, and confused. Then he is gone. Then the girl. Then the old woman. The train decelerates. The intercom sounds, clear, modern, digital. Conductor, real voice, normal. Next stop, 96th Street. Transfer available for the 2 and 3 trains. The doors open. Outside, the real platform. Fluorescent lights. A janitor mopping the far end. A pigeon near the turnstile. Everything brutal and beautiful and ordinary. Maya stands. She looks back at the transit worker, who is still seated, still watching. Maya. Come with me. Transit worker, gentle, tired, final, I don't remember enough of the pain anymore. I used it up getting you to feel yours. That was the last of what I had. Go home, Maya. Maya steps onto the platform. The doors close behind her. She stands in the silence, barefoot on the cold tile, heels still in her hand. The train does not move. She does not look back. She walks toward the exit. The fluorescent light above the turnstile flickers, on, off, on. Like it's deciding whether she deserves to be seen. This time, she thinks she might. Final thrill beat, the train not moving after the doors close, is it waiting? The repeated flickering light echoes the opening, but Maya's relationship to it has changed. The story ends on ambiguity. She escaped, but the train is still there. She never told anyone about the train. Not because they wouldn't believe her, but because somewhere underground, it was still running. And she didn't want anyone else to find the platform. End. Some trains don't take you home. They take you to wherever you were always meant to disappear.